Hey, this is Aaron with Bushcraft Devotions. I love buck knives. And if you love buck knives, you know there's something that's going to happen. Now, some people love this happening, some people don't. If you have the brass bolsters, there is something going to happen to your knives. You're going to have fingerprints, and sometimes you might even get a little bit of green kind of build up on them as well. And how do you clean that so it shines again? Now, one thing people do is they just don't use them, and that is not the answer. You want to use your blades. I have more than one, so I actually don't use all of them all the time. But there is a product that you can use. Now, the one I like is Brasso. It is good for brass, copper, stainless, chrome, aluminum, pewter, and bronze. And it's very easy to use. So what you're going to want to do, first of all, you're going to want to put a newspaper down, magazine, towel, something like that, because if you have a nice table, you don't want to get it damaged. Also, don't clean your guns on the table. That solvent will just take care of that very well. Bad. Don't do it. And so if you're going to clean your guns, I always clean up mine on the floor, and I stretch stuff out all over the floor to make sure I don't get anything damaged under it. So if you have like this, you could tell I actually have some green coming in. So it's not just fingerprints, things like that, have green as well. The first thing Brasso suggests you do is to try to wipe off as much as that residue as you can first. Just completely wipe it, kind of a little bit hard, because you're going to want to get that as clean as you can with all the green off. Okay, so I got most of the green off on those. And then what I do is I'll just get an O t-shirt, something like this, just no cotton, 100% cotton t-shirt. And you want to get a lot of this on there. So directions say to shake it up. There we go. You want to get that consistency. A lot of times if you haven't used your Brasso in a while, there's going to be more of an oily base. So you want to get that tannish consistency coming out. Now, are you going to get it as clean as it was the day you bought it? Maybe. Maybe not. But the more you do it, the better as well. Now, some people, they love the look of that. They love the look of an old knife. You can see that stuff is coming off. Just an old knife in their hands. And they don't want that stuff to come off. Actually, one guy, one of the groups, asked, how can I get that stuff on my knife? He wanted to know how to make it look old right off the bat. And the answer for that is just use it. Just use it. My problem is I use the knife, and to me, after I used it, I didn't clean it, and I just put it in my drawer. Opened it just not too long ago. And I'm like, uh-oh, guess what I forgot to do? And you can get it in here. Now, if you get it in the crevices, you're going to want to open the knife up and try to clean that out as easy as possible. Now, you saw this would look like, I have the 112 Ranger. This is the Buck 110 Folding Hunter. But my Ranger has done it as well. And I'm going to show you the nickel bolsters, because that has been in there about as long as the others. Okay, so now I'm going to open up and be very careful. Cleaning the knife when it's opened. Like I said, I'm going to try to get in all those crevices where the Brasso might have went. Clean the back. I'll go ahead and wipe this down just a little bit. And then I'll take the dry part Like I said, be very careful. Try to always do it with the blade away from you. Sometimes, no matter how long you've had a knife, you forget. Little bitty points. All right. So there you go. That was not long at all. Just take a look at that. The green is off. The fingerprints is off. The tarnish is off. Now I got a little stuff on the locking mechanism. Let me get that. Now this Brasso it works down in the crevices too. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on that. Won't have to take long. Now you can use, to get into the parts like that too, you can use Q-tips, because I'm just using my finger now. Get in there. See how deep I can get there. And this goes without saying, but if you have just used your knife to clean game or anything like that, make sure you do that. I'll probably put some oil on the blade as well, just to protect it. And I use food safe mineral oil. And there you go. So let's do the same process. Why, gotcha. And I don't know how you like putting your knife in. I don't know why, but I always like putting my knife in like that. It's just the way I've always loved doing it. Done it since I was younger, and it just works very well. Okay, so this one is the Buck 112 Ranger. Now look at this. I don't know if you can see that tarnish. Yeah. It's on it pretty bad. Oh yeah, this one needs some attention. So you see it before. So let's just take a look at it. And first I'm going to take a paper towel just to try to scrape off as much of that green that I can get off. And you see already, it's already taken off. So I'm going to try to get as much as that off before I even use the Brasso. That's on there really good. Use my fingernail a little bit. All right. Get the spot right there. Nice Harley going by. I took my Harley out with my wife yesterday. Did a little bit of 145-mile ride. I have a Sportster. I also have a sport bike, Honda CBR 1000 RR. She doesn't ride that one with me. Not very comfortable. Okay. So we got that. So what we're going to do is do the same process. Let's make sure we shake it up again. Do a little bit on this. Go. And just polish it on. You don't have to use an excessive amount of pressure. Let's go ahead and flip it over and do some on the other side. Quite a bit on there. And then also you want to wipe the blade off once you're all done. Make sure you don't have Brasso just kind of cake on the blade. Now this one had a little bit more right here, so I'm going to have to rub a little bit harder there. There we go. I had some extra right here. Like, it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to, just cake it on. I've seen people where they cake it on, and that's okay. It's not going to hurt the blade, but you don't have to do that. I mean, this bottle of Brasso will probably last me, well, if it's already lasted me 2 years. So once again, just make sure, get all that tarnish off, fingerprints. I mean, you're going to get a little fingerprints on it when you're doing it in the first place. Once again, try to keep the blade away from you. Pointed away from you, I should say. So some of you have knives that, you know, you're kind of sick and tired of them looking really bad. Go ahead and get some of this Brasso. You can pick it up from usually any store, but I have an affiliate link in there if you just want to order from Amazon. Make it easy for you. Just wait for it by the door. All right, now I'm going to use a dry spot that doesn't have any Brasso on it, just to wipe off any excess. All right, now you saw what it was like before. Look at that. Like it just came out of the box. Buck knives are so beautiful. On that length of time, I've cleaned off the Buck 110 Folding Hunter. And I've cleaned off the Buck 112 Ranger. So they are cleaned like they just came out of the box. Now, if you get the Pro Series, what's nice about it is they don't do that. This one has been in the box for about as long as the other two. Now I'm going to use this for just a little bit, but they don't have that green tarnish. I just have a little bit of something here. So the same Brasso, a lot of people say, what? That's just not for brass? No. It can be used for different things, but I'm just going to do a little bit of touch up here. So I was cleaning off the back side, was just this round stitch coming through the inside, just rubbing on the bolster, but no tarnish. But if you don't like that, this is the Buck 112 Ranger. If you don't like the brass, how it gets that tarnish on it so quickly, well, pick up one of these. You're not going to have to worry about that. Man, Buck has some beautiful knives. I tell you what. Classic knives. Enjoy them so much. But this is the one, that 110 Folding Hunter. Oh, love that knife. Iconic. Last years. Once again, that is how you clean your knives. Hey, if you like what you watch, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications of other videos. Thank you for watching. God bless.